there's this, I don't know what you'd call it, sort of arcane belief that that you make it in Hollywood based on who you know. That it's who you know determines your success or failure in the entertainment business. And I'm gonna debunk that myth. I'm gonna say it's not who you know. Really, it's who knows you. Because you can know lots of people, and they might not know who you are. You just know them. And not only that, but they have to know you in a lot of different ways. They can't just know you socially, although knowing you socially is one way, and it's a good way to start. And social media is great for that, because we now have ways to reach out to people on all these social platforms that we can actually meet people that we would never be able to interact with before these platforms were here. But you have to be careful, because you can be annoying on these social platforms as well. So they can't just know you socially, although knowing you socially is a step. And knowing you socially is an important step, because hey, if you're fun to be around and you're not annoying and you don't bug people and you're fun and you add something to the conversation without being that person who is constantly pushing yourself on people, then hey, that's a great way to introduce yourself to people on social media. Look, you don't want to be that guy who is like the waiter who has the headshot in his back pocket and is constantly with everybody who he's waiting tables with, and he happens to overhear, might be a director, a producer, or somebody of that ilk, a casting director, is like, here's my headshot. Here's my headshot. I'm an actor. Here's my headshot. It's like, oh, please, don't be that guy. All right? So don't be that guy. They'll remember you, but not in a good way. They'll remember you as that guy, and they'll remember that they never want to work with you, because they'll certainly remember you that way. And they definitely will remember to tell their friends, that guy, no, he's really annoying to be around. So if you're going to use social media, be smart about the way that you use it. How do you get your foot in the door? You might want to do what my friend Bonnie Gillespie, casting director, suggests, which is called lurk, then lead, which means follow the people that you're interested in and see how they interact with the people that follow them. See what kind of interaction they like. Do they like a lot of interaction? Do they like a little interaction? Do they like you to joke around with them? Do they like you to retweet them? Do they like you to talk with them? How much do they like you to interact with them, and what kind of interaction do they like? Before you jump right in and start interacting. If you're a little shy, as many actors are, I started a little shy myself, then you just stick a little toe in, okay? So you start following people that you really want to work with, like directors or casting directors. And being introverted is just fine. It's actually fine. And then what you want to do is maybe retweet something that they've tweeted that you really like, that says something to you. The same is true in life. In life. You have to understand something about this business. And this is another thing that Bonnie talks about and her husband talks about, and that's called the web of trust. You're going to get a lot of jobs from people who will recommend you. So it's not just the people that know you, but the people that they know. So I know a lot of actors, and I know other filmmakers. This is what happens in this business, is people like to recommend people who they know are good. and are going to add to somebody's project. Be that person. Be that person who other people want to recommend. Now, how do you do that? Well, I don't know exactly how you do that, but here's how I think the best way to do that is. You show up on time, you know your lines, you be fun to be around, you be a joy to have on the set, you don't complain, you be prepared, all those things. So that when somebody works with you, they have fun working with you, they enjoy working with you, you're a pro, you're easy to have around, you're fun to have around, and they know that if they recommend you, it's going to make them look good too. Because let's face it, if I recommend somebody, my reputation is as much on the line as the person I'm recommending. It's who knows you, not who you know necessarily, but who knows you. Because if they know you and they understand that you have that kind of work ethic, then they'll recommend you. And let's face it, I mean, really, in this business, your reputation is on the line when you recommend someone. So if I recommend an actor to a director and they flake out or do something, not prepared or don't show up on time or complain the whole time on the set, well, they're killing their own reputation, but they're killing mine too. You see, because what's wrong with her that she recommended him? What's wrong with me that I would recommend someone who would be that much of a flake? You see what I'm saying? So they're not going to trust my recommendation in the future, nor are they going to trust my taste. So it's really tricky in this business, getting and giving recommendations. People are really reluctant to give recommendations, and you have to be worthy of somebody recommending you. And so to be worthy of somebody recommending you, you have to do all those things like show up on time, be a pro, don't complain, be good on the set, be someone that people like to have around. That's the whole reason for the web of trust. And that's the whole reason why it's not just who knows you, but all the people that they know. So you want to make sure that you are conducting yourself as a professional, as a pro. Every time you go out in this business, every time you work, whether you're in a student film, an indie film, a web series, whether you're getting paid, you're not getting paid, you're getting paid a tiny amount, a huge amount, whether you're the star on the set, whether you're an extra on the set, no matter what position you hold, you want to make sure that you're conducting yourself as a pro, even if you're the writer, you're the producer, you're the director, whatever.